Hi guys, Bobby here from Peak Performance Academy, and today's Coach's Corner, assessing your first week. So we've got a solid week under our belt, and the really important thing is you need to just assess where you are. The main thing to do this week is just today is to actually think about, okay, what was the struggles this week? What was the main area that stands out to you the most? So you just pick the biggest glaring problem. So maybe it was your nutrition, maybe it was getting out of bed in the morning, maybe it was going to bed late at night, maybe it was your training sessions, you weren't motivated within your training, maybe it was a lot of stress work-wise, getting back into routine. So you just look at the one that stands out the most, the one that's causing you the biggest anxiety this week, the biggest problems. And that's where you need to start working on straight away. Because once we fix the biggest problem, then the other issues that we have start to fall into place a little bit, because we down-regulate stress, because we're really focusing on the areas that cause the most stress, and then we can work on that to improve. And that's really important as we move forward on a weekly basis. So at the end of every week, you need to look at what was your week like. Just sit down for 5 minutes, write down, and the first thing that comes to your head is the biggest glaring problem of the week. Write that down first. And then you might have one or two things below that, but that's the top one to work on. So each week you assess it that way. You look at the biggest glaring problem and you work on that the following week, and you keep working on it till you can make it better. So then it's no longer at the top of the list, it moves its way down, and that's really important. And another thing this week, guys, and going into next week, is what I want you to focus on is your daily tasks you have to do to achieve. So we want to live in the now. We want to work on our mindset towards, this is what I have to do today. This is what I have to do today. This is really important, that you're not looking beyond. Daily tasks are the most important. And then day by day, if you take care of them daily tasks, you're moving towards where you need to be, and you're going to be so much more successful that way. So that's really important, guys. But just going back to the point, assessing your week, let's write down the number one glaring problem of the week, and let's try to work on that for the following week, and you will be so much more successful by doing that. And week on week, pick one day at the end of the week, maybe over the weekend, that you'll just sit down for 5 minutes with your diary and you'll write down assessing my week. Number one, what was the biggest glaring problem? And the first thing that comes to your head, it could be nutrition, struggling with your foods. Then you look to areas you can improve that. Struggling with your training, look to areas you improve it. Your business life, your work life, your family life, and then look to areas you can improve. Think of the first thing that comes to your head that you could do to make it a little bit better. And you might have to sit down a little bit longer and think about this, but it will help you moving forward and will be a massive advantage for you going into a good, solid 2020. This is something you mightn't have done in previous years. Now is the time to change it. Start with a new sort of protocol and system, and you are going to be so much more successful. Okay, guys, if you like what you hear, you find us on peakperformancekillarney.com, all our social media platforms, also our YouTube channel, Peak Performance Killarney, and our podcast, which is out weekly, Reach Your Peak Podcast. And if anybody has any questions or anything, make sure you contact us on our pages, and we will be more than happy to help you guys. Have a great week.